Jersey Governor Chris Christie, he had a strong showing at yesterday's debate where he went after Hillary Clinton and put China on notice. Here are some of the highlights.
I believe the greatness of America is not in its government. The greatness of America is in the American people. And what we need to do is get the government the hell out of the way and let the American people win once again. If you think that Mike Huckabee won't be the kind of president who will cut back spending, or Chris Christie or John Kasich, wait till you see what Hillary Clinton will do to this country and how she will drown us in debt. She is the real adversary tonight, and we better stay focused as Republicans on her. If the Chinese commit cyber warfare against us, they are going to see cyber warfare like they have never seen before. I'll tell you the thing that disturbs me the most about what's going on with the Democratic Party in Washington, that they're not standing behind our police officers across this country, that they're allowing lawlessness to reign in this country.
Joining us now, 2016 Republican presidential candidate, governor of the great state of New Jersey, Chris Christie is with us. Governor, good to see you. Good night last night for you.
Thank you, Sean. It was a really good night last night. I enjoyed myself in Milwaukee, and now I'm back in Iowa getting ready to do another town hall meeting.
All right, I want to ask you, Bobby Jindal was baiting you a lot last night. Let me play a little bit of it, and you weren't going to have any part of it, which was interesting to me. Let's roll the tape.
Let's not be a second liberal party. Let's actually cut government spending. Let's grow the American economy. Let's not just beat Hillary. Let's elect a conservative to the White House, not just any Republican.
I'd say, Jerry, it's interesting. If you go to New Jersey, they'll call me lots of different things. A liberal's not one of them. And I would say this. I have great respect for Bobby's record in Louisiana. I think he's been a wonderful governor. I think he's provided outstanding leadership for that state, and I respect him for what he's done. And I think that all of us deserve that same level of respect.
We need a conservative, not a big government Republican in D.C.
Let me just
last word briefly.
Sure. So let me just say this. It's interesting. I complimented Bobby. Imagine how much time he'd want if I actually criticized him. I mean,
you weren't going to have any part of that. And I felt that must have been a strategy going in because he gave you every opportunity to battle him. Tell me what was going on.
Sean, listen, I'm not running against Bobby Jindal. I'm running against Hillary Rodham Clinton. And I want our party to remain focused and keep our eye on the prize. There's no silver medals in all this, Sean. No silver medals at all. We want to win the White House back, and that's what I'm aiming to do. And so you don't allow yourself to get distracted by other things. Keep yourself focused on the prize. That's what I did last night.
All right, there are three big issues emerging from last night's debate. Immigration, differences in terms of economic plans, and certainly America's role in the world. Let me start with immigration. Where do you stand on the issue? Everybody seems to agree, secure the borders first. I would like to see that happen. What do you do after that?
E-Verify, Sean, is an enormous thing, not only to secure the borders, but also to deal with the problems we have here, and a biometric system on visas to make sure that people do not overstay their visas. 40% of the folks who are here illegally overstayed their visas. I think you work on both of those programs, you deal with the large bulk of the problem that we have here in the United States already.
And the 11 million?
That's how you deal with the 11 million, Sean. If those folks can't get jobs, they're not staying.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line, and that's why you use E-Verify, and you make the penalty for any employer who employs someone who is here illegally twice the amount of money they made off of that employee. That would get businesses' attention and get them to be part of the solution rather than part of the problem.
Did you agree with Trump when he said, you know what, the Russians just had an airliner shot out of the sky, and if Vladimir Putin wants to take out ISIS, let them do it. We shouldn't have to do it all the time. What is your reaction to that?
My reaction is that that's naive, and that Vladimir Putin has no interest in dealing with ISIS at all. And he's there to prop up Assad, Sean. That's the only reason he's there. That's why he's brought the Iranians and the Cubans into the fight to support Assad and to keep this murderous dictator in place. Putin's never had any interest in ISIS, and he has any interest in ISIS now.
Yeah. We have some differences on economic policy. You seem to be the one candidate that wants to remind everybody that the federal government has stolen from every citizen. There's no lockbox. And so, but the big question is, how do you jumpstart an economy, stop this record debt and deficit accumulation that we have, and get those Americans in poverty on food stamps back to work and those out of the labor force jobs?
Economic growth, Sean. And this president's not interested in economic growth, nor is Hillary Clinton. They're interested in income redistribution. And so that's why my tax plan gets rid of every loophole and deduction except for the mortgage interest deduction and the charitable contribution deduction. It lowers rates to at or below the Reagan level from the mid-1980s, where we saw extraordinary economic growth with those rates under President Reagan. We can replicate that again. Under my plan, we will, and we will get rid of a whole bunch of IRS agents on top of it, as I said last night. So it's time to get our economy growing again and get the absolute burden of regulation off the backs and out of the pockets of small business people with regulations like Dodd-Frank and Obamacare and the EPA and OSHA. We need to curb that back. I get rid of 1/3 of the regulations in my first year as governor that my predecessor put in place. I'll bring the same focus to regulatory reform as president. Those two things combined, along with changes in our corporate tax system and repatriation of that money from overseas, will get our economy growing at 4% or greater. And if we do that, we're going to be really helping the American people at every income level.
Would you move to get America energy independent, and how long do you think it would be?
Absolutely right, and we are on the verge of it, Sean. I absolutely would. We have to drill for more oil. We have to explore for more natural gas. We've got a 100-year supply underneath this country, and we need to go get it. And the other thing we need to do is to partner with our neighbors in Canada and Mexico, not cancel the Keystone Pipeline like this radical, liberal, environmentalist Barack Obama has done, and Hillary Clinton agrees with him. And we need to work with Mexico, who is now denationalizing their energy industry so we can invest in it. We will have North America be the energy continent in a Christie presidency. That'll allow us to be energy independent, drive down costs, create manufacturing jobs, Sean, and also allow us to be stronger around the world and not have Europe depending upon Putin for energy.
All right, Governor, I see a lot of people are waiting for you. We appreciate your time. Thanks for being with us.